Hello there, boys and girls, and welcome to today's little video. Today we're going to be talking about not a particular video game, but a certain topic that I feel is very important to be talked about and discussed in more detailed. And I would love to open a conversation with you guys, as usual, as normal, with you in the comment section below. So the thing I really wanted to touch upon today, and it's something that I mentioned in a previous video, which was uploaded yesterday, where I talked about Call of Duty. And then I mentioned how Battlefield 1 was, in certain sense, hyped with a certain type of gameplay that we, the gamers, really wanted to see. And of course, when the game was revealed, that wasn't in the game there. And the thing that I'm talking about is the trench warfare. Gameplay mechanic that you would find in a game such as Verdun, that we wanted to see in the Frostbite engine, of course, with a Battlefield mixed to it. But of course, that doesn't happen. Now, what it got me thinking about is what happened when I was a child. What happened was, when I was a child, and I'm sure most of us did the same thing, before the internet was a prevalent thing and such a great, amazing giver of information and also destroyer of dreams and hopes. You could be talking to your friends and be like, hey, did you hear about that new Mortal Kombat game coming out? And then one of your friends would be like, yeah, did you know you can unlock a super secret character with certain moves and everything? And then you guys would go over to your friend's house and completely spend hours upon hours trying to perfect this certain secret moves to get the certain secret character, which probably in its reality didn't exist, but then again it hyped itself. We the gamers hyped the game with our imagination, and even then, back then, we were so excited to get the game because we weren't teased constantly, we weren't shown so much of the game itself. So when it was released, our minds we were so excited to have a new game in our hands as a small kid. It doesn't matter what it was. And also back then, everything and anything seemed so amazing. Looking back at it, it leaves a lot to the imagination, you can say. So what is this? Why am I talking about this certain topic? Let's stick to Battlefield 1 because it's the best example that I can find at the moment with this problem. You can call it a problem, because most likely what happened and that had happened with a lot of gamers, and why they felt kind of disappointed at the reveal video, is because I touched upon it a little bit in the video before, where I said a lot of people in the comment section or in the forums were talking about how they could imagine the gameplay, because the developers were certainly hinting towards it, that the gameplay is more gritty, it's more brutal, it's more realistic in the sense of the senses getting pounded by the environment, the gameplay, the sounds, the colors, whatever's. And when it was released, the event was revealed, the reveal event happened, it was kind of disappointing because we were expecting this amazing first-person shooter event, or better yet, game, where you're really stuck down in the trenches. The gameplay trailer did also hint to that. So I've been talking to a friend of mine, and we've came to the conclusion that in the future they might update it or put that in the game in launch. But at the moment, they just wanted to show the core gameplay, which I did at the event of EA. My opinion is, as gamers, we used to do this a lot, and we still do this until we see actual gameplay, and that is overhyping certain games. Now, another game which is recently in quote-unquote being overhyped by certain people, and I can see it gonna fall off pretty soon, that is Pokemon Go. Now, just to give a short disclaimer, I'm in fucking love with Pokemon Go. I went for an hour-and-a-half walk today because Pokemon Go. I don't really do walks. I don't do walks unnecessarily. Let us say that. If I need to go somewhere and I don't have my car, I don't have a bicycle, then I have no fucking choice, I will walk. But otherwise, I'm not the exercise kind of person. But I went out there and the game server kept crashing, so I had to like walk around for half an hour or such, doing bugger all. But I'm level 10, finally. Yeah. Oh, I suck at that game. But anyway, back then, before the game was released, a lot of people had this concept of Pokemon Go, what it's going to be like, combat, like you meet your friends in the streets and you're going to battle each other. PvP is to come to the game, but I'm not so sure that it's going to come so fast. because as you can probably see in the news, Nintendo stocks is dropping because people realized Nintendo is not the owner of the Pokemon game, Pokemon Go game. So it's a really complicating story. Apple's actually making more money, but I'll probably make a video on that sometime soon because it's a funny situation. I really want to talk about how fucked up, and we should change that. We should really change that situation. But Pokemon Go was extremely overhyped, and it's being hyped. I mean, you turn on the radio, and even here in Switzerland, the local radios talk about how Pokemon is really capturing people. And today, during walking through the streets, I saw people playing Pokemon. A few kids came up to me, asked me if I was playing Pokemon. I said, yeah. They asked me what level I was. I showed them my Pokemon. They showed me their Pokemon. And then I took them behind this, alleyway and touched them. No, I'm kidding. Jesus, would you imagine that? But I'm getting off topic on another tangent here. But the thing is, what I'm trying to get here is, we as gamers overhype a certain game, and we put in our minds the concepts that we want to see in a game, because before the game is fully revealed or released, we have a lot of blank spaces, and you see a lot of game sites who rumor certain game modes to come or certain things, and that hypes the game. Now, a lot of people can argue overhyping is good and bad in a sense. It's good because you get press and then you get more people buying your game on release, but if it's a multiplayer game and your game is shit, people will not stay there afterwards, and that is a damn bad thing for your goddamn game, especially if you're fixated on keeping them playing for a long time. Call of Duty, Battlefield, so on and so on. But then some people can say, like, if you don't have enough hype for your game is not going to get purchased. It's not going to get noticed. It's just going to go underneath and disappear. Because honestly, we are living in a golden age of video games. Before, a long time ago, there were probably the same amount of video games being made. And I could be said, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, there's more video games being produced by indie developers, because nowadays, with Unity, with the Unreal Engine, you could basically download the damn thing and make your own video game, and it's pretty fucking easy if you have about 3 to 4 years of time to kill. Otherwise, fucking no way. Unless you're a fucking Stephen Hawkins in video game development, I don't fucking believe any average Joe can make a good game. So, I kind of lost my train of thought there. I have no scripts for these goddamn things. I wanted to write a script, but I felt like it's better if I speak from my heart. Yay! So, people argue that games are being overhyped too much. A good example for that is Evolved, where it was super hyped, and then when it was released, people were like, this is boring. This is so boring. Oh my god, this is boring. And what happened? It died, and then went free to play after like 2-3 years. And now it's a bit resurgent, but it's not all too exciting resurging, and that's a problem. I think certain developers, they fall into the problem, they fall into a certain groove, if that's the right term to use, when their game is being hyped by the community so much. And I think there's a certain point where you can't even stop the community from overhyping your product. For instance, we can go back to Battlefield 1, to the point where people were overhyping the game before we even saw any legitimate gameplay, and a lot of people were in effect disappointed by the reveal, because those things that they thought, that they imagined in their heads, wasn't in the game. Yet those might come, but I highly doubt that they will be there. And that's a problem for my opinion. My opinion that we should stop overhyping games. I've personally felt that in the recent times, I haven't been excited for a video game in the sense of when I was a child. When I was a kid and I realized the game was coming out soon. For example, when Oblivion. I remember the first time hearing about Oblivion. I was so overly fucking excited. I cannot even explain to you how excited I was when I heard that game was coming out. So what I did is I went to my local kiosk, I guess local newsstand, if you would say. I bought a gaming magazine, and inside this gaming magazine was a 3-page article on Oblivion. I read that article about 50 times. I read every single word repeatedly, and I took as much as possible in. I would take the magazine, I would look at the screenshots, I would put my head back and imagine myself playing this game and imagine how cool it's gonna be, because the way the article put it was like, it was this amazing open world, and it was. And when the game released, I was so excited that I bought it for the damn PC, and my PC was a shit stick. It was an absolute piece of crap. I struggled to fucking launch the game, and I struggled to play the game, but in the fact I did finish the game, and I was probably running at like 25 frames per second. Back then PC gaming wasn't prevalent in my life, better yet, and so it wasn't really something I was caring about. I wasn't really, you know, worried about. But that's the thing, like, I was so excited for the game. I took my father took me to 43 different stores looking for the Xbox 360 version. I couldn't find it, so I ended up buying the PC version without even thinking over it too much. But that's, the point is basically, I was super excited as a kid. And as even a teenager, I was like, super excited for a video game to release. And as I got older, and I'm probably sure this is with every single person here, that internal hype died down. It's not a burning fire in my chest or a burning sensation in my loins for the newest video game released. I am excited to play certain few games, but I've caught myself getting bored very easy with them because my attention span is that of a fucking hummingbird. It's very short. So I think that's a problem with most gamers nowadays, and I mentioned that before again, attention span, and also this video is a good example of my attention span. Tangents upon tangents. But the problem is we should stop overhyping games. Hype is bad for the community. Hype is good, but it is also bad. You can call it a double-edged sword. It can cut both ways. So my opinion is, the next time we see a good looking game, and try doing this next time, hold yourself back on reading articles or looking up videos. Unless it's a trailer, of course, watch the trailer, but don't watch gameplay trailers. How about just pick out a game which is going to come out next year and don't watch too much of it. Just random game. Just choose a random game at no fucking suggestions from me. Just look for a game that's coming out in 2017 that has little but almost to next to nothing trailer wise out there. Watch one trailer if it's an announcement trailer, obviously, because you need to know which game it is, but other than that, nothing. And then when the game releases, buy it. Tell me, and then I want to know how you're gonna feel afterwards. I highly doubt that you'll come back to this video and comment that, but if you do, wow, I love you. I love you. Alright guys, this has been my video about hyping and overhyping and a hella long tangents. Sorry about that guys, my brain's a bit tired. I'm still adjusting to becoming a father, so hey, a lot of things to learn and a lot of things to do. Today there's gonna be no daily vlogs. I am not the pretty type today, so I want to thank you guys for watching. My name is Rapskilian. Love your faces with a bit of pie, and I'll see you boys and girls in the next video. If you have a suggestion for me for the next topic, please don't forget to put it in the comment section below. I love your faces with a bit of pie. See you next time. Bye bye.